So Alzheimer's disease is one of the most common forms of dementia, and in our lab we investigate the mechanisms of the disease or in particular we study how neuronal circuits change their behavior. So the brain has mostly 80% which are excitatory cells and 6% which are inhibitory cells, and that minority of cells are so diverse, and their main job is to control excitation. Now what we see in Alzheimer's disease is that there's this shift to a hyperexcitable state, almost like if the brain's become epileptic, and this starts off early. So we wanted to ask why this happens. Of course this is really bad because it means it's spreading all the bad proteins like amyloid and tau proteins to the other brain regions, and that's leading to the loss of neurons and ultimately death. We want to stop that process, and if we stop that process it means we can halt the disease or find therapeutic targets to intervene. So the basis is stopping that process, and we're investigating those neuronal circuits called inhibitory interneurons, and we find that some cells are vulnerable during the disease while others survive, and we're trying to find out what the secret of those ones that are surviving, what their secret is and how they behave, and perhaps find receptors that we can design therapeutic drugs. And we are working with Alzheimer's research, the Drug Discovery Institution at UCL, to bring new drugs to clinic, hopefully. So inhibitory cells are, as I said, they're very diverse and they degenerate, and if there's a loss of that network, the system tries to compensate, and whilst doing that it might upregulate some receptors or astrocytes which protect neurons, they might upregulate, and in doing so they think, I mean, it's like a compensatory mechanism, but ultimately that will lead to a more detrimental effect, causing a shift in the balance of excitation and inhibition. That's not what we want. So the system keeps moving to a state, trying to correct itself, but in doing that it upregulates certain receptors which just bring it back to a more kind of a downstream effect, leading to more pathology.